Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called thereisonlyonefootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, thereisonlyonefootball.com.
There's only one football!
Welcome, guys, to the craziest football show in Australia. And welcome right now, gentlemen. It's party time right now, right here in the CCP capital of Victoria. Welcome everyone right now.
Not expecting it right, but
check it out right now. Frothy's got the plot right now. Peanuts. Check it out, people. Peanuts.
80% chance of rain. Do you believe it? No, I washed my
Let's do it, man.
Hey. Well, the cup of life.
This is the one. Now is it time? Don't ever stop.
Don't ever stop.
We shouldn't know.
We should
gotta be strong.
Oh, sorry, man.
We shouldn't know right from the top. And when you feel the heat, the world is at your feet. No one can hold you back if you really want. I'm gonna give it to you. I feel it in your soul. You want the cup of life. Now that the day's here, you're gonna get it, Frothy. You really want it? Are you gonna get it tonight, mate? Hey! Here we go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Good, good, go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Tonight's the night. We're gonna. Okay, guys, tonight we got Jeff Pangrazio Radio 531. Carlos Bielli from Planet Football. Yes, a different planet called Sydney, New South Wales. And welcome, Frothy. Frothy, we are the people. We are the passion. We're the psychos of Australia. And we love it right now. It's our way, the highway's Frothy. It's our way, the highway. We've got to welcome some guests on right now. Jeff Pangrazio, welcome. And also Mr. Carlos Bielli. How are you, gentlemen?
Well, I tell you what.
Yes, very well, and living a nice life in Adelaide. And how it must feel for these Melbourne Ikers and the Sydney Ikers over there.
Oh, come on, Carlos. You've got to say something good about this.
Well, we are well, and we are leading the race to reach the magical 70 to 80% of vaccination.
Yes.
So we are leading the race. Remember, the PM said this isn't a race, but we are leading the race to get vaccinated. And we are close to 60, so we all doing the right thing. And it's difficult times for everyone, not just for Sydney side, because there are lots of families who live interstate. They haven't been able to come. We haven't been able to go there. So we'll get there and we'll pass first week in October. We should be okay to reopen and we'll go with the flow.
So let me just say, before you get on right now, Jeff, I'll tell you right now, Carlos, we should look at these as goals. How many goals are we going to score? How many goals are we going to score to get these vaccinations?
Today.
Is it 550 million or what? 550 million goals or what?
Yeah, no, it's been very sad. But how hard has it been for you, Carlos, as a state in lockdown, mate? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're 9 weeks and 5 days.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It's a long time.
Well,
business
come on, Carlos.
reeling.
You're having a whinge. What about us? We went for about 6 months straight last year and it's still going. Now, you guys have got it easy.
Do we have to...
You are... No, I think the difference between Melbourne and New South Wales is that you are becoming the experts at managing lockdown.
Yes.
For us, it came as a bit of a shock.
Surprise, yeah.
It seems to...
Because
now,
we
let
weren't
me...
expecting it.
Can I mention something?
This is something very serious
hold
right
on,
now.
Harry's got something
Before I
serious.
bring Frothy on, we are doing a three-way state of origin tonight, gentlemen. Three-way South Australia, New South Wales and Victoria. Who's going to win? We want anybody to vote right now, who they like to hear from, whatever, and this will be fantastic, and we'll see it. We're going to count up the votes at the end of the show. How's that, boys?
Well, look, why not? We can call tonight's show the Youth Show. We're
The
all
Youth
so
Show.
young and we're
youth.
proud of that. But look, lots of good things happening down here in Victoria, especially my suburb, fellas. Now, listen to this one. True story. Well, I won't mention the organisation's name, but it's my local council, so we'll let them try and work out where I come from. Look, they've been, it's been about, now you know this, Harry, it's been about 9 months.
Yes.
They've been trying to erect a...
I love erections.
Well,
I love
that's-
erections.
Well,
I love the
I
right...
don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Yes.
talking about a structure, which is a
Oh, yes.
building.
Good erection, that one.
So they finally got it together. And look, it's the local YMCA, Carlos. Now, I might need... Sorry about that. Boris is flying
You
over.
monster, Boris. Get out of here.
Now, listen, Boris has to stop interrupting her. Now, listen, guys. Now, look, what I'm saying is I thought if a council... Now, I'll tell you what, Carlos will know this.
Yes.
I thought if a council erects a building, which this is the YMCA, which is a stone throw from my house, Harry. You
Yes,
know that.
of course.
Now, I thought ratepayers have chipped in for this. But apparently not, Carlos. Now, here in Melbourne, because we got Dictator Dan, now this is the true story.
Dictator
Dan.
Dictator.
He has erected the YMCA
Yes.
for us, which is all good. Latest facilities and all the treadmills and this and that, which is all good. Now, the thing is, I had a knock on the door today, Harry, and
Yes.
this is true.
Yes.
Right? We spoke about this. And it was a
woman?
No, it was a young bloke, and he
Jesus.
was
God help us.
basically saying, "Look, can we have any donations for the local YMCA?" It's got the gymnasium there. It's got. Well, look, now I got a bit dirty with him, Carlos. Now you're not going to blame me for what I'm about to say. Now he wanted a donation. Now the YMCA, we have a swimming pool,
Yes,
we have
yes,
the
yes. I
gymnasiums,
understand what you're saying.
all sorts of things there. I said, yes, of course I'll give you a donation. So I went into my kitchen, Carlos, and I got him a glass of water. Now, if there's 165,000 residents in the city of Whittlesea. Now, if we can all give them a glass of water, well, guess what? They got the water for nothing.
Beautiful.
So
That's
it's
right.
the thought that counts, Harry.
Of course. I thought that counts, all right.
It's a thought that counts. And I kid you not, I just wanted to see the reaction on his face. I actually bought... a glass of water to him, and he was just dumbfounded. He goes, "Well, I can't take that." I said, "Well, you can." I said, "You want a donation?"
Do you have gloves on or what?
He did have gloves on. He had his mask
Okay,
on.
now,
too.
we're gonna-
But the cheeky buggers, they want more money. We pay our rates, and they want more money for the local YMCA.
Okay.
As you would say, I am disgusted.
Oh, what a situation.
It's a situation.
Now, I'm going to ask Jeff. Jeff, we've got a few little issues in this country at the moment with the game,
Lots
Jeff.
of issues.
As you know.
Yes.
We're going to bring on Carlos in a minute to talk about that as well.
Absolutely.
Now, Jeff, you've got football in the country. You've absolutely got football. How's that? Is that right?
What do you mean they're playing there?
Yeah. We've had football here. We've only stopped, I think it was for 3 weeks, and all the boys are back playing what they love, and NPL, State League 1 and State League 2.
Wow.
It's all full up and running. We had some catch-up games to play during the week when those games weren't on.
I'm crying.
When we're in those lockdown for, I think it was about 8 days.
Jeez,
And,
8 days.
Is that
yeah,
all?
we're all back on track, Harry. We're all trying to do the right thing, and
Yes, yes.
Carlos said, we're all trying to get the vaccine and make sure everyone's up to scratch, and it keeps the country livable, mate, from any health and safety issues.
Yes.
Well,
Now-
the vaccine, Carlos. Sorry, is that Carlos?
No, that was Jeff, actually.
Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. Apparently, from what they tell us, now I worked for local government for a while now. Well, we can all say this. They all talk shit from time to time. They say you still can get corona and you can still pass it on. So have we really defeated it by conning everyone to get the injection?
I have just as you said that
now,
right
Pfizer were responsible for Viagra, Harry. Now, you told me that.
Now, exactly. Now, Carlos, I'm going to say something here right now, but I'm hoping not to be prosecuted in any way because somebody said something on here, screw the vaccine. I'm not saying that. Somebody else did.
Well,
so, Carlos,
probably John says
the issues that we have in Sydney, we're going to come back to Jeff as well. The issues we've got in Sydney about this. What is happening?
Football.
We're talking about a relegation situation. The problem is a big upheaval by one of an ex-Socceroo captain. Is that right?
His that?
An ex-Socceroo.
Yes.
Open his mouth.
Look,
Alex Tobin.
Alex Tobin.
Look, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we spoke about NPL 1.
Yes,
men's,
we did do that. Yes.
How we at the moment till the pandemic stopped the competitions, especially NPL 1, in round 17 with 5 rounds to go, and then everything was stopped because there was no basically room or days left in the year post the pandemic shutdown to play the balance of the game. So in NPL 1, the men's and the women's, the plan, but the men's in particular was to compress the 4 divisions into 3 and to make each division 16 teams, which will give the clubs 30 games per season, plus FFA Cups. You look at about 40, 50 games a season. This is something that Graham Arnold and everyone has been asking, to give youngsters more time, more games to become better players. Now, NPL 1 men's and NPL women's, the relegation and promotion was scrapped, and next year we'll go back to where we were, and then 4 teams will go up from each division to make 3 divisions of 16 teams. Now, when I read Alex Tobin's article on Facebook, and this is Youth League NPL 1, NPL 2, that he was livid that his team, at the end of 11 rounds, we have NPL 1 blue and 2 groups and NPL 2 groups. So at the end of the 11 rounds, the season come to a halt because of COVID-19. 12 teams in each division. Everyone has played each other once.
Yes.
Then Football New South Wales makes the decision to scrap the whole season. And the Board of Football New South Wales, and I spoke to a very good friend of mine who I think is a very good football administrator and a wise head from Rockdale, Illingdon, Louis Villesti.
Yes.
Because what's happened, NPL 1 youth, blue and red, there's 2 NPL 1 divisions of 12 teams. The top 8 kept their places, and the bottom 4 went down.
Yep.
And the bottom 4 of NPL 1 blue went down, and the top 8 in NPL 2 went up. So in essence, we had a restructure of the teams that finished in the top 8. They remain NPL 1. The bottom 4 went down. The top 8 in NPL 2, the top went up. And basically, if you look at the table, Alex Tobin's team, or the one he's responsible for, Hills United, they were dead last. They were second last on 42 points. This is the club championship, which is a weird way of the under 14, 15, 16, 18s. So, look, at the end of the day, Alex Tobin says it's detrimental to the game because I will lose players, because I lose the prestige of being in NPL 1. We went to 2. We should have finished the season, but there is no way we could have finished the season because we don't have that. We're in lockdown. Number 2, it was agreed at the beginning that to give youngsters a chance and to improve, we should go to 16 teams, 30 games plus.
You see?
So it is difficult. Difficult times require difficult decisions.
Yes.
And the fairest system was each team play each other 11 once. The top 8 remain. The bottom 4 go down. We bring up the top 4 from the other group and the top 4 from NPL 2, and we make it NPL 1, and then becomes 3 divisions. It is, I think, it's a storm in a teacup.
Yes.
I doubt it very much if the season resumed without to play 11 games, where North Hills United, who's got an average of 42 points in the club championship, could have actually improved their positioning.
Yeah.
But if difficult times require difficult decisions, but the bottom line is, regardless of if you're a youngster in NPL2 youth, NPL2 youth, or NPL3, each club has a qualified director of coaching with an A-class license equivalent or B license. So they're still going to get really good coaching outcomes.
Gee.
And having said that, they've gone from playing 22 games a season to 30 plus. So it's a win-win. But difficult times require difficult decisions for people to make, and this is a very unusual time for football.
What, Carlos? Can I just?
Yes, Jeff. Go for it.
What effect will this have on next year in the pre-season with sponsors, mental health issues with young footballers that we know that have got some real excitement about them? What will effect it'll have on a lot of these younger players with this lockdown, Carlos?
Well, if I was a younger player, I would be very excited knowing that I would play. Normally, the competition starts around March, April. But because we have 30 games, we're going to start in February. We're going to start earlier.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
where.
I would be looking
Hang
forward.
on, Carlos. That's when NPL Victoria starts February. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but with the youth league, normally starts around March, April, 22 rounds, and it's all over by September.
Yep.
30 games means we have to start earlier. So we're now close. September is around the corner. We're starting February. To me, it is a silver lining that I will be looking forward to play in any division, because I know the scouts will be watching. I know that regardless of NPL2, Alex Coben will be the director of coaching, and Nick Carr would also be there for Southern Districts.
Yes.
And to me, having a goal to aspire, it is the best thing we could do for your mental welfare.
It is.
Yeah.
The thing I'll tell you right now, Carlos, is that why is you say that Alex Tobin's team's last? What difference does it make when they're last? What is his point? What is his point?
Second last.
What is his point?
Same thing.
What is his point? That doesn't make sense. Is he trying to do something where he's trying to lift his club that's second last? But how can you lift them anyway because they're second last?
They're on the bottom.
It doesn't make any difference. I don't know what he's trying to get on about. Like you said, a little teacup explosion, little teacup. That's what I think, like you said as well. You know?
Well, Harry, that's strange you should say that. Last or second last. Now, you can relate to that because your great team, the Victory, that's where they finished, didn't they?
No, we're not talking about them right now. This is very important, Carlos.
Sorry about that. Let's get back to business.
Carlos?
That's like the song.
Yeah, look, I think, he might have seen if the season recommences that he could improve his overall position to stay in Division 1. However, realistically, there's no time. Because if we resume the season in 1st of October, we would have had all the players training one-on-one for over 4 months.
Yeah.
That is not conducive to high-performance football.
Not good, mate. No.
If we chose to restart the season in October 1 for 5-6 games, because we needed to finish and team number 1, the minor premiership, we're putting players' welfare at risk.
Yes.
Because yes, you could train one-on-one, or at the moment it's 2 people running around, but much fitness cannot be achieved by one-on-one training. So player welfare has to be the number 1 priority, and for far too long, player welfare has come dead last.
Yes.
We have played in the heat of summer. We have the European people like Messi play 80, 90 games a season. And they all have said player welfare comes last. So unless with the pandemic, it's given everyone a chance to recuperate.
Yes.
If you have some long-term injuries, knee and whatever, you come fresh next year, and hopefully we have we are fully vaccinated or close to 80%. So the lockdown that has happened on a regular basis could be a thing of the past.
Yes. Now, I'm going to get back to you, Jeff, right now. We've been talking about this in the last few weeks about this on and off here, right? This is we want to know what the hell is going on with West Adelaide Hellas. What is going on, Jeff? Because I tell you what, mate, I've been getting these stories about the buildings there. The stadium isn't even it's not safe for anyone to be there.
It's going to fall apart. They say.
Is it? What is going on?
Harry, what actually happened? They set out to have a project manager. Okay, which every construction, whatever you do, you get a project manager. His job is to make sure that when they build a building, that everything's catered for money situations. So in that time when they'd done that at West Adelaide Football Club down there, they pulled up stumps in a lot of areas where he didn't charge enough and he was left in the lurch. And it's not a good way to go. They had Corey Wingard look through. He ordered it everywhere. So it's still probably a little bit to come out of it. But in saying that, he pulled up short in a lot of areas and not doing the quotes in the right with money-wise, and it's looked bad for the West Adelaide Football Club. They are getting back on track, Harry. They've won a few games, starting to win some games. They were in relegation to go to State League 2.
Yes.
Obviously, hopefully they pull out of that, which I think they can. And they've got to move on as a football club with some real positives. As we can keep being negative on clubs, but we've got to go forward and talk some positive stuff about West Adelaide because they've had it hard. I've tried to get Alex Alexander on the president a number of times, and obviously he doesn't want to come out on radio and talk about it because it's probably not people's business, but it's got around, like you said, Harry, through internets and right through everywhere, and people's seen it, but they don't know the full story, and I wouldn't think people should comment on things they don't know 100%.
That's right. I always speak to Alex and everything and that sort of stuff, and we're just trying to support that club as much as we can because it's a former NSL club. So we're just seeing everything to go really well with them because they've brought together their own stadium, their own asset, which means that's the asset we need for them to be in the second division, and that is the situation that's coming up next.
Harry, do you know the good old days, as you know, mate, of Adelaide City and West Adelaide, the golden days, and also some golden players that played back then. And I was a part of that with some really great players that played the game. But we've got to remember, Adelaide City wanted to go in a different direction to West Adelaide.
Yep.
The administrator, they wanted to get the administrator right. They had 150,000 debt, which they polished up. They still, Bob Davati passed away, and they want to sell some blocks. His family want to sell some blocks of land, and they're trying to put a stop to it. So they've got a few issues, but in saying that, on field, they're doing exceptional. They're sitting on top of the ladder.
Fantastic.
Paul Pezos, to me, he's probably an A-League coach. He's coaching Adelaide City, doing a tremendous job. I spoke to his father during the week, and he's loving it there, mate. And he's happy to go on next year at Adelaide City and doing the job he does. And also, Carlos, we do also know about Sydney Olympic. I mean, this is unbelievable. Carlos, the things that are coming out of Sydney about Olympic, and does it have to be all the Greek teams? Does it have to be, Carlos, all the Greek teams? Are they getting back at us, Carlos? What is this? Is this bloody discrimination towards the Greeks or what, mate?
What does that tell you,
Carlos, tell me, please.
Well,
Jesus, mate.
Something to that.
Ridiculous. Right, I'm sick of it. Tell me about the Greeks in Sydney now, about the Olympic.
Give it a couple of days, it'll be all right, mate.
You know?
Couple of days.
Carlos.
Every week and every Saturday for the last couple of weeks, I've emailed you an article about Bill Pappas, who is now in Greece and apparently really stressed and under enormous pressure and health issues. But it is disappointing that people who identify themselves as diehard Greek Australians take advantage of a club.
Unbelievable.
And greed takes over and basically flees the club. And a lot of people who have done business with allegedly with Will Pappas are out of pocket and things have been unpaid. So you got to feel sorry for the diehards of the Sydney Olympic supporters. I forgot early in the year there was a function for the number one Sydney Lynx supporter with the thick glasses who will go year after year and scream. And there was a function because of his ill health to raise funds for him. He must be really, really upset that everyone thought Bill Pappas was the saviour. He was a business person. That's what we need at the helm of the club, someone with a business. Club is a business and take us forward. And we thought everyone, we have a future, MPL 2, Division 2, we could be part of Division 2.
Yes.
And suddenly we find ourselves in financial strife. I don't have the answer, but unfortunately greed takes over.
It does.
And some people believe they are untouchable. And they're trying to get away with those things, and eventually get run down.
That's right. Now, Frothy, what do you say about this? I've got something here.
Well, I say this, Carlos. You mentioned greed, the currency, the euro, whatever you call it. That's destroyed mankind. Well, maybe Harry can make some ice. I'll make the bread. You can have your veggie patch there, Jeff, and we can all just live all happily ever after. But look now, seriously, guys, seriously, the great man has left the shores. Now let's see who picks his first. Who is leaving the shores to go back to Europe? I'll give you a clue. He's played 236 games and he scored 142 goals, Harry.
I know who that is.
Well,
Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is, Jeff?
Well, let's see.
No.
Well, I'll tell you what. Is this a football show? All these guys.
Of course, and I'm sure Carlos might have an idea who that is.
Now, Carlos, would you have any idea who that might be? Carlos eats him.
Scott Morrison?
Scott Morrison, no. Well,
He might
we can talk about politics, but the great man Berisha is gone. Now, how could...
yes, Berisha.
Now,
back
seriously.
to Germany. Yeah.
Yes, look, really, I mean... Now, let's take this serious, fellas. Surely there's one team in the A-League that could use him.
Yeah.
Are they purposely trying to piss this guy off? I mean... Anybody will take him. You give him the service, he will put goals away.
Well,
he's a proven goal scorer.
Of course it is.
We are missing a star. It's as simple as that, Harry.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now about that. And look, we talk.
Yes.
I'm going to go right here. As you said, where can we start here? Look after these clubs, gentlemen. Yourself, Jeff, and Carlos. I'll tell you something right now.
What are you going to tell us right now?
The situation is this: the second division is coming in 2023. Clubs have put their names up. West Adelaide have put their name up. Even Olympic have put their name up. There is a story coming out next week about all these clubs. And to me, it is the second coming of the NSL, and I look at that as the NSL because all the clubs that I see are mainly former NSL clubs, and this is where the support needs to come back for these clubs. Because if we don't get the support back for these clubs this way, they will go down. And I'm thinking of that, Jeff, too, because you want to bring back the rivalry of the state competition of the NSL.
100%.
And the thing is, if you don't bring that back, where are you going to get the people? You're going to go to these graveyard grounds and watch them play in the NPL, cow paddock grounds.
Right,
are they for real?
No.
We want to be in stadiums like we used to be.
Well,
now, come on, Jeff. You know that for a fact when you used to watch the games there when West Adelaide played.
But Harry, now hold on.
You know, Adelaide City.
You're missing the point, Harry.
The point.
Now, you watch young Jeff and young Alberto there. I bet they will agree with me here. Well, they can laugh as much as they like because. If you backtrack 15 years ago, the old NSL teams...
20 years ago now, what are you talking about?
Well, no, or 16 years or whatever it is. Now, half of those supporters have moved on. The other half who were teenagers then or they were in nappies, they haven't grown up following the game like we used to follow the
100%.
game. Now, they have other interests. People these days they've moved away from the NSL, which is unfortunate. And I'm all for a second division. But as far as I'm concerned, I could bet on this, guys. I could actually bet on it. We are not going to get people there because the crowd from then aren't here anymore. They've moved on. They do other things. And it's unfortunate, Harry. It is unfortunate. But at the end of the day, like I've said, we have what we have and let's support that because if that can't get support, exactly. Yeah. Now, that's not getting any support. Hopefully Channel 10 does something about it. And Simon Hill... obviously, you guys know Simon Hill.
Simon Hill.
He is buzzing. He's going to be their main man. And I'll tell you, I'm wrapped because I reckon he's a great commentator.
He loves us.
Well, let's see the second division. Let's hope it kicks off. Let's hope it's successful, Harry.
Well, There are lots of benefactors who are putting a lot of money into this, and I've heard a lot of the
There is
clubs have got benefactors and big companies.
Which is
now,
good.
Carlos, yourself, your idea, you remember the universe of the NSL was all in New South Wales. We know that, Carlos. We know all this, that the majority of the clubs were there. And you know what was going on, Carlos, at the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, they all had their own stadiums. They had stadiums you could sit down in. We're not going to play in the NPL forever, are we?
To me, the key to success in NPL2, it is to attract a wider audience, a new clientele. Because as Frothy says, a lot of the old supporters have grown old and might not come back. The youngsters who mum and dad used to take to the game and watch the game, they're in their 30s now and they might not come back. So the key to success is for each of the all clubs or the all NSL ethnic clubs to attract a new clientele, to have grounds that provide good facilities who they own or share, but they make money out of those grounds. So the catering makes money for the club. At the moment, for example, Sydney plays at Cogra.
Yes.
Sydney makes no money from the catering because it's going to tender. So the key for the NPL2 is to have grounds that have the facilities, have clean toilets for men and women, and attract a new clientele. And whether we have to rebrand ourselves as Melbourne, Southwest Melbourne or whatever, not to always, heritage is always there, is part of history, but we need to attract a younger audience, and that's the key. A younger audience and be able to make money from your catering at the club, at the ground.
This is where the juniors come in, Carlos. The juniors, if they
You're
know,
right, Harry.
if they know that they have juniors involved, lots of junior teams involved, the kids are gonna know, and that's the next generation of supporters and players. So
Harry,
have to, you know what I mean?
The clubs survive, don't they?
Of
They
course
survive.
and they do.
Yeah, yeah. A junior, you're right, Harry. It comes from the juniors.
Exactly.
If you can have good junior setup,
That's right.
maybe 10 teams, you can be successful in most clubs. And here in Adelaide, I've seen it time and time again with a great junior setup, and they're successful at clubs.
And the kids do turn up to watch the games with their families. They want to watch the seniors. So there you go.
Well, they stay there. You're
Yes,
right, Harry.
they're exactly
That's
right.
Yeah.
This is where the next generation of best players, or the kids who won't make it through, they become the new supporters, the new generation of supporters. This is how it works.
They need to. Yeah,
exactly. Now, Frothy, what do you say about that one?
Well, look, I was going to put the question to Jeff in South Australia there. The junior fees there, we know here in Victoria they're through the roof. Are they? What's it like over there? Does it cost an arm and a leg for mum and dad?
No, I think over a yearly basis, if you're really looking that the work gets put behind the scenes, it's a lot of work and excuse me, and you're probably looking about $300 and something or
is that all?
$280, yeah, and that's pretty cheap. And I feel that it's really good for the junior system, and everyone gets a fair go at it.
Well, I didn't expect that that low. I'm talking a good 15 years ago. Clubs here were charging $2,000 for juniors.
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, lot of working as an adult, they couldn't afford that kind of thing.
No, and sometimes a family might have 2 kids or possibly 3.
Yes.
Look, that's always been a problem too. But well, look, like I said, let's just hope this gets up and running, the second division first.
It will.
It's all talk. It's talk.
It's not talk.
It's
been put together by the
they've been saying it for a while, and it still hasn't happened. So when it happens, we go through it.
Yes, sir.
Boys, I think our main thing is to get the A-League underway in what is it, October, September,
right,
to worry about bloody relegation and all that. We've got to get the A-League underway.
We want to.
Yeah.
Well, you have to feel sorry for James Johnson, who took over and had one crisis after the other. And the way it is, Channel 10, who's put a lot of money on Paramount Plus to broadcast the A-League, we might not have an A-League in October because of restrictions. So James Johnson hasn't had a break because he doesn't have the money like the NRL and the AFL to move the team stock, lock and barrel to Queensland. So
Carlos,
he hasn't had a break. He needs a break.
I will tell you, Carlos, right now, the FFA have broken away from the A-League. This is the thing. They're broken. They're a separate entity now. They've got their own promotions person involved right now. So the thing about this is it's their call now. Really, it's their call. James Johnson can say a few things, but it's their call. They have their own administration now. So let's see what they're going to say. But the only problem I hear about this is, why don't they say something out there and say the season's starting? Put some promotion out there. How many years have we struggled to see promotion of any A-League? About 10 years at least. Not one word to say. Put some commercial. Me and Frothy are available. We can do something here right now. We can do whatever we want.
Now, hold on.
Use us, mate.
Now, hold on before you have a heart attack. Now,
bloody oath I am. Jesus.
Listen.
They're kissing me now.
Who's that? Is that, what's your name? Hey, now, listen, guys. Seriously. Now, James Johnson, we said give him a break. We feel sorry for him. Well, I don't feel sorry for him. I don't want to give him a break. He put his hand up to fix this game, okay? He's getting paid the big bickies, and I demand results. If he was on a cleaner's wage, about $13 an hour, I'd say, you know what, he's not getting paid enough. As far as I'm concerned, if he wants to run the show, give us some answers. How often do we see him? He's away hiding somewhere, and all of a sudden, when we have to ask him questions, he pops up like what was that puppet on the Hey Hey? It's Dickie Nee. Remember? He just
Dickie Nee. That's right. Yeah, we need this bloke.
So
here.
You know what? If someone wants to, say, look, I'm going to run the show. I don't feel sorry for them at all because they're getting paid well. So do something. Surely he can organise an ad.
Look, what I meant to say is that because of the pandemic that we have had, he hasn't been able to steady the ship because we go from one crisis to the other.
Yeah, it's been hard.
He doesn't have the funds like the NRL, AFL do to shift the teams across. I mean, you're looking at Wellington Phoenix coming into Wollongong and staying in Wollongong as the base, and the clubs having to fund the Phoenix for another season away from home.
It's terrible.
Yeah. How hard is it?
At the moment, we can't go to New Zealand. They can't up here.
No,
so,
that's right.
If the season kicks off in October, the Phoenix will be flying around the 15th of September, 2 weeks in quarantine, and we kick off and we stay in Wollongong. So the new entity and FA hasn't had much of a break when it comes to planning and trying to make some money out of the game because of the pandemic, which no one predicted. And the sponsorship is down big time because the top end of town is also reeling and they're cutting back on sponsorship money.
Exactly. Gentlemen, just want to thank you for joining us tonight, boys.
Absolutely.
Like, guys, everyone listening right now out there, we're talking about Jeff in Adelaide. We got Carlos in New South Wales and got ourselves in Victoria. So we're talking
South
around the
Yarra
country.
tonight.
I think South Yarra, my God. I'm not going to stick it in the corner down there. But let me tell you right now, guys, thank you for joining us tonight, Carlos and Jeff. Fantastic to have you guys on talking about each state's situation and what's happening. So we'll get you on, Jeff, once more again in the next few weeks. And Carlos, we'll see you again next week.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Deserves a round of applause.
Thank you, boys. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys, for joining us. Thank you very much. Guys, thank you, boys. Thank you. Now that's amazing when you got guys in each state that know what's happening about the game itself. That's amazing, guys.
Well,
we're reaching out so far and wide.
Well,
we need to reach further out to New Zealand actually next week.
Well, listen. The gentleman over there...
Yes, he's an idiot.
Well, I'll point to him because there he's there.
We're laughing at him right now.
He claimed a while ago...
Yes.
...that we are going to be... Well, this show is going to be stuck here like only Melbourne.
Really?
We have gone national because we have gone to South Australia. We have gone to New South Wales. We have Richard Rohr on sometimes in Queensland.
Yes,
so we are touching all bases.
We're going to be... we talk to Richard next week. We'll see about that.
We're going to talk to Richard. So, now, listen... you know, Kilkenny has gone to the Ninjas.
Oh, I've heard about that very well. Bargain basement players everywhere right now. Bargain basement players, mate.
Now,
Barisha's gone. They've got more salary cap.
Listen to this. You have Jamie Young in goal.
Yes.
You have Kilkenny in the middle.
Yes.
And you have Benzel Halls, I think his name is.
Yes.
Now
Wesley Hall.
It could be Wesley Halls.
Wesley Hall.
The Ninjas just like your team, and I'll tell you what, it hurts to say this, but
Yes.
your team is going to go very close of winning the whole thing next year.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, we spent a lot of money at Victory, and watch this space. Watch this little space.
it
This little
actually
space is going to go
kills me to
this
say
big.
this.
This big. I'm going to get real big tonight. Believe me.
Yep, but you guys have, and you know this, we've spoken about this, you guys have recruited very, very well.
Yeah, a few international players as well, I see.
And Victory supporters should be excited.
Yes, of course they are.
They should be excited. So now listen.
Gav's coming on.
We got Gav, have we? Whoa.
We're going to
Gav
talk about.
Skywalker.
We're going to talk to Gav about the World Cup qualifiers. They're coming up next week. Big time stuff, guys. Big time stuff. Let's get Gav on in a minute, guys. I just want to make sure. Before we get Gav on, I have some important information for you guys. Don't forget, guys, we had some information from our sponsor, CTV Network.
CTV,
He has actually got third division. The third division in Germany, guys. CTV on the front there.
Where is he?
CTV sponsors, guys.
This guy here.
Don't pull it up. Just leave it there. Leave it there.
Yep.
He's actually got right now, and I've seen it, the Bundesliga 3.
The
Bundesliga
Bundesliga.
number 3. And he's also got the FFA Cup version of theirs as well. So he's got the 2 games there, the third division, and you're going to see Borussia there. You may see Borussia in third division there.
Now, if you say
Yes.
this as one word, Bundesliga, that sounds like a disease, doesn't it?
It is, yeah, Bundesliga.
You got some serious case of Bundesliga.
Yeah, in between my balls, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got a ball right here. There it
Bloody
is.
hell. Now,
Between
we're going to
two
get,
balls.
and don't forget, guys, we've also got these fantastic shirts from our sponsor,
Yes.
arrowsports.com.au, www.arrowsports.com.au.
What about Sydney Olympic
And don't
here?
forget
Do
these
you remember these
shirts,
ones here?
guys. These shirts, there is only
Surely
one
they've
football.
been selling like hot
There
cakes.
is only one football, guys. Check
There
out
is
these
there.
heritage shirts. Get on the site right now.
Olympic.
Alexandros. Alexandros. How's that, guys?
Olympic.
These shirts are available on there's
That's
only
the
one
one.
football.com. Check the site for these fantastic shirts. New shirts coming
There
out in the
is
next couple of days.
only one
There's a few of
football.
them right now on there. Check them out, guys.
Well,
all these
I'll tell you
1977 shirts. And also, don't forget CCTV. CCTV. Not C. No, C.
Now, hold on. Now, what have you been smoking? The funny stuff
I'm
tonight.
smoking. I'm saying.
CC City Lawyers.
That's
the
right.
lawyers that come to you. And yes, we know Carlos has got his
Yes,
own
that's right.
private helicopter.
That's
because
right.
I tell you what, the lawyers charge a fair bit of
Exactly.
biggies these days, don't they?
Exactly.
Well, good luck to the guy if he can.
Gav's
if he
coming
can
on. We're
afford
going
a
to call him.
helicopter.
We're going to call him twice again.
Well, let's try him the first time.
Upsets me to call him twice
And
to get
there
him
is
on.
no doubt-
He thinks we're rolling the red carpet out
There
for
is
him.
no doubt he's not going to answer now. Now, you wait and see.
What's
Unless
this?
he proves it.
Get out of here, mate.
Boris. That is Boris. Which way did he go?
Is he here, this bloke, or what? Watch, his sister's going to come and talk to us. His sister's coming on a sec, guys. Bloody sister coming on right now. What's this? Come on, sister. Get him on, sister.
Well, look, just hang up and ring again.
Hi, the person you have called is
He's
not
not
available.
He does this on purpose. I
Please
know
leave
he
a
does.
message and call again.
I'm going to tell about buying a new phone.
Well, he's got the Chinese phone. He's got to get rid of the
course it is.
Chinese phone. I mean, it's got to
Now,
get...
Mr. NPL,
Now,
you do this
I
on
don't
purpose
know
to us
why
every
that
bloody
doesn't
week.
happen.
Every week you do it on purpose. We're going to call
I
you
mean,
twice. Is that right?
No, mate. We talk
This
about the
doesn't
same
look
stuff
like
every
an
week,
Apple.
mate. Just
Now,
what it is.
why
I
would
can't.
the name-
I've got to get a new
It's
SIM card. I think I've
Apple.
explained to you before.
Yes, you have.
It's
Yeah,
embarrassing, but I don't want to go over it.
Now-
Go on about it all the time. It's
Well, I reckon
embarrassing.
he's got
Now-
a banana. Well,
Hang on for a minute.
All right,
Sorry,
fine.
Mr.
All right, Harry.
G'day, mate.
Now,
How are you, young man?
Mr. NPL, there's no
Mr.
games in
NPL
Melbourne.
is on,
We don't know
yes.
what's going on. Is that right?
And we are
of
bored
course.
shitless, I suppose, aren't we?
Exactly.
Oh,
We're
mate,
gonna-
I'm all right. Actually, it's not too bad, mate. The football's back, mate. Arsenal's back. Celtic's
Jesus,
back.
Celtic, my
European
God, mate.
football's back.
Hey,
So
Gav,
it's not too bad, you know. I'm over it, to be honest, about the lockdown and stuff.
Yes.
Like, I'm just giving up
Same
pretty
here.
much.
You know what we want
I've
to do?
just given up.
Do
I've
you know
given
what?
up this year.
This
It's
is-
finished. It's all over, mate.
This-
all
now,
over
NPL
Red
Victoria, it's
I
finished, mate.
just had a brainstorm. I had an intuition.
brainstorm.
I'm going to close my eyes, Gavin. I'm going to say right now to every soccer team or football team
Yes.
in Victoria.
Yes.
Every one of you.
Yes.
Put your bloody outfits on.
Yes.
Put your kits on. Let's go to Melbourne. Let's party in Melbourne with all the
Well-
colour of the bloody game. How's that, Gavin? What do you reckon?
Well, why not? We can
Oh,
bring them
well,
all
you
down
know,
here.
oh,
And,
We can't talk about that at all, can we?
well, maybe we
what
get
it is,
Harry pushing his trolley down the street. We can
Yeah.
sing for all the people in lockdown.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do that, Harry?
Yes, we can.
Well, that's entertainment. Surely we can
Yeah,
entertain.
well, you know, it's just,
I can't
I don't
do
know. I don't know how you've been going with it and stuff, but, you know.
But Gavin,
I find
I
we've it a
talked.
bit easy when I not think about it too much and just give up, pretty much. And
Okay.
just give up the whole
That's true.
season.
right,
And
that's
nothing's
right.
going to happen. It's going to be in lockdown for the next
Well,
whatever amount of time.
10
and
years.
That's it, mate.
10 years in jail.
Gav, you are right. Gav has got the right attitude. Because that's like That's like you're being at a set of lights.
Now,
why would you get frustrated when they turn green? We go. So when
Correct.
we're out of lockdown, we get back to a normal life.
well, I've got John.
Correct. Get
John
vaccinated,
Saz
mate.
has
That's
done it.
right.
Now, gentlemen, I've got to say what John Saz just said. Now,
What did he say?
we
the young
spoke.
fella?
We spoke about the third division of Germany,
The Bundesliga, the disease.
Bundesliga 3. He's calling it Butzer League. Are you bloody idiot?
Now, what does that mean? I've got a butcher.
Bloody idiot.
Now, Gavin, you belong to the you follow a Greek club, and John says I don't know whether John says he's Scottish or he's African.
No, he's
he said something about a butcher. What's a butcher? Can you describe what a butcher is?
I know what it is.
I've got no idea.
He's talking the Zimbabwe language.
Oh, in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, well,
Swahili.
Swahili.
Woman with big tits.
Okay, now, Gav, you would be all excited because a little while ago, your team, Arsenal, had 2 games, 2 losses. And,
mate.
And Carlos Bielli said it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Sprint into marathon, mate.
Yes,
Correct.
and you guys have come away with 6-0 winners over the
I know.
Magpies. Now,
can't
surely
believe
you saw that game.
Mate.
What's going on?
I did watch the game, actually. I watched all 3 games to start the season. It was great, mate. I was wrapped. Well, West Brom made a lot of changes. They're championship side. They got a new manager from last season. They got relegated from the Premier League. It was great. It was fantastic. Couldn't be happier, mate. It was great. It's just been so good to have the fans back as well. Having full stadiums
Good to see,
and
isn't it?
supporters back. And it's unbelievable. It's so good compared to the year and a half of empty stadiums and no one there. And it's just not the same, but it's so good to have the supporters back.
Full stadiums, you said. Do you think we're going to get it in the second division? Do you think we're going to fill our... Well, I wouldn't call them stadiums.
It's going to happen.
Do you think we're going to fill them? I don't
heard
think
you saying
so.
before about talking about, the people not going to come and stuff. I don't agree. We've talked about this many times before, but I don't agree with you.
We can debate on that.
I think, people will come, mate. I think people will come back.
I hope so.
I think a lot of clubs, I think still a lot of people care, especially I can talk for my club. A lot of people care about my club, and a lot of people have been there for a very long time, and they will be there for a very long time to come because they're only still in their late 30s, early 40s, you know what I mean?
There you go.
They're having children and they're bringing their children.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And other people who are fully committed to South have only been coming in the VPL, NPL era. They never came to the NSL because they weren't old enough. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
If we can attract people in the state league, well, why couldn't we attract people in a second division in a national competition? Of course we could.
Well, Gav, we're talking about... no, you're right. You are right. But we are talking about we need bigger numbers to support the national second division. What you're saying, could we... look, just roughly, the average at a South... we can't say South Melbourne. We can't say the other word.
South Melbourne, North Melbourne, you mean,
Are they averaging, you would say, for the past... Let's just say this. For the past 5 years, are they averaging about 1,500 people, you would say? Is that a fair call?
Well, a good crowd, a good crowd at home would be 1,500. But I reckon, let's be honest, 800 to 1,200 people a game, you know what I mean? That's
all good. So when we go second division, we're going to have to get double that. You reckon we'll get them?
Yeah, I agree with you, and I reckon we would. And
I hope
and
so.
It's not just the crowd. The money, some of these clubs in the NPL Victoria, they're spending $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Spending $1 million a year on bloody
and they're getting
their club, mate.
And there's
honestly,
and there's no return.
I'm not trying to pump us up and say we're big and all, but that's just the facts.
Gavin,
some of these clubs are, mate.
Gavin,
it's crazy.
And guess what?
Ridiculous.
And guess what? You spend money to make money, don't you? And you get no return in the NPL, mate. And you go and watch games. You go and watch games at paddocks where there's no seats or anything. What a joke!
Correct. You get nothing.
You get nothing for it.
Well,
if we could just take that money we're spending right now on the NPL, transfer it to a second division, then get more sponsorship, more bums on seats, a TV deal.
Optus.
Who knows what we could do, mate? The sky's the limit in my mind.
Exactly, Gavin. And
honestly,
I'm going to tell you something right now.
From a very low base we were at the moment, we are at the lowest base you can possibly be at.
It is.
So we can only go up.
True.
We can only go up, mate.
I'm going to quote to you right now a movie, Field of Dreams. Build it and they will come. Of course they will.
Well, look, I hope this gets up and running, the second division. And we will see. We have
a dilemma.
Oh, the dilemma.
Now, kind of a situation or a dilemma. I would say
Harry's got
situation, Gavin.
Harry's taking a
Next
shit
week,
note.
Gavin, we have a few problems next week about the World Cup qualifiers. And I tell you what, mate,
Yeah, I know,
we
we're
got a lot of problems about that. And let me tell you,
We're playing in Qatar.
It's crazy.
The first game against China, which is supposed to be a home game for us.
Yes.
The
Friday.
bloody Scott Morrison and
he won't let
federal Liberal government have let us down big time as far as I'm concerned.
They have.
Well,
Like,
and
this
the
is Test
Queensland
cricket.
government too, mind you.
And
Frothies, this is a good example for me.
I'll give you a good example
This
in a minute.
is a good example, I think. The bloody media carrying on about they're worried about England coming out here for the Ashes. They're worried about we don't want them to quarantine. We don't want them to quarantine. And if they have to go into quarantine, they won't come. And it's
Gavin,
like, well, you didn't even no, this was never even discussed as far as I understand.
Gavin,
like never discussed about China coming here, the national team players coming back here. Everyone will be fully vaccinated. As far as I understand, it was never discussed. And this is just as important as the Ashes, as far as I'm concerned, if not more.
Of course it is.
This is, and I will tell you,
it's the World Cup.
They're trying to bring in the Bledisloe Cup. The Bledisloe Cup into the country to play New Zealand, Australia in WA.
Well, I bet you that'll happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, of course, that'll happen.
That's
That's right.
unbelievable.
That'll happen.
And you know what? Guess what date? Guess what time the game is on? And if anybody's going to 4 a.m. in the morning, Friday, the 3rd of December. Who's going to hang around for that game? 4 a.m. in the morning, Gavin. What a joke! We could have had it here, played here, and we could have seen it about 7:30, 8:30 at night time, and would have had a massive exposure of the game here in this country. And you know what upsets me? And the next game is Japan, 12th of October. And guess what?
What?
To be announced. So it may not even go ahead.
Vietnam. It's 5 days after. It's 5 days after the China game, and it's yet to be announced. It's going to be a Vietnam home game.
Yeah.
According to the fixture, it's a Vietnam home game.
It's ridiculous.
But they are working with the Asian Confederation and Vietnam Football Federation to decide where the game is going to be played, because coronavirus is going pretty bad in Vietnam at the moment, supposedly, and it's spreading really bad. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. You know what I mean?
We could be locked down forever.
It's been completely ignored. Like, what really annoys me in the media, and it's just been completely ignored. Like, there's been no coverage about what is going to happen with our World Cup qualifiers in our World Cup qualifier campaign. It's been completely ignored. The politicians have never asked any questions about it. They've never been put under any pressure or never been asked. Nothing's ever been said about it. It's just been completely and utterly ignored, mate. And it's just rubbish.
Gavin,
it's just really pissing me off.
This is what I'm going to do right now with you guys, okay? I'm going to go through the games that we're playing, okay? Through the games. China at 4 a.m, Friday, 3rd of September. Are we going to win that, Gavin? By how much if we win it?
Well, it's a neutral venue. It's in Qatar. I hope that we can get all the players there early and get some good training. I'm hoping we can. Well, let's hope we can get a win to start off with, mate.
We're talking about guys missing here right now. We're talking about Rogic missing. Moy is missing. I mean, what is going on here? We can't get our best players to play. What is going on here, man?
Missing.
What a joke.
They missed the last one of qualifiers, yes, because that was planned for them to miss. But I think they'd be available.
No. You want to know what just happened? You know what just happened? Frothy has picked China to win 2-0.
Well, why are they not available? Like, Tommy Rogic is playing every week under Ange.
He is, yes.
He's doing really well.
I know.
Aaron Moy will be available as far as I understand.
Martin Boyle?
All the players will be available.
Martin Boyle's a big key, mate, in this game. These games.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, he started well. He started well with Hibs. But yeah, no, we got. If we get, let's try and be positive and say we can pick up 4 points from the first two games. That'd be great. You know what I mean? That'd be fantastic. And then maybe once the next lot of qualifiers come around, we can get something sorted out and we can get some actual games played in Australia and we can get back to a normal qualification route instead of this rubbish that we've got to deal with at the moment because the government won't do nothing to help us.
Okay, I'm going to go through these. We just picked China. He reckons 2-0.
Well, I'm going 2-0 to China.
Hang on, Japan. This is a massive game. Japan on the 12th of October. My God, man, to be announced. Still, we don't know where it's going to be played. In Qatar, something. We're talking about Japan, mate. If we don't beat Japan, we've got a big problem here. Japan 1-0. They're going to come and shoot you here one day.
Well, that's the third game.
Oman. 7th of October to be announced. We're going to play Oman. That is a definite win, hopefully. Oman, right?
Oh, man. I'm going for 1-1 there.
No, that's not going to do us anything. 1-1. On the 11th of November, this is how far it goes. They're going to be staying there for that long. 11th of November to be announced, the venue. Saudi Arabia. Now, if we can't beat these guys, Gavin, what do you think?
Yeah, well, it's, we'll just take it game by game, Harry. And like I said, hopefully we can get it sorted out where we can get some home games and we can get back to a proper qualification format. You know what I mean? Like, at the moment, I'm just taking it the first 2 games and see how we go. And hopefully we get good results, and we can go on from there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to look too far forward because it's just not realistic.
It's
you know what I mean?
It's game by game, like you're saying. Yeah,
correct,
right.
exactly. And I just, like I said, hopefully we will get everyone available. Everyone will be fully fit. We'll get everyone together early. We'll get some good training sessions in.
Yep.
And then we'll be ready to go for the first game against China. Hopefully get a good result, mate, because it's a big game, mate. I want to, China, mate. Bloody China.
I know. I can't say much, but the next game, the last game we're going to be playing, be Vietnam on Tuesday, the 7th of September. There you go. Now, that one...
Yes, exactly. That's the game.
I cannot believe they qualified for the second round. That is unbelievable. That's unheard of, actually. It must be doing something right.
That's why we need to beat them. We need to, they're definite underdogs.
5-0
They've never got
Australia.
this far in qualification before.
Frothy's put their 5-0 to Vietnam. I mean, I think we need to find a psychiatrist.
Oh, sorry
about
that. The other way around.
Yeah,
sorry,
bloody hell, mate.
Let me apologise there, Gav.
A football-less thing's giving you bad signs here, mate.
5-0, I go the Socceroos have beaten.
There you go.
Now, Gav, you said before, we're not getting exposure. They're not talking about the Socceroos, this and that. What's changed, mate? It's been like that for many years.
Sure, here we go.
When it
I
comes,
know that. I understand.
But it's true. When it comes to the cricket and the AFL and rugby, this and that. Now, there's a pattern been happening here for the last 40 years. Why are we so angry and upset and frustrated? We never get what we deserve. And what makes it even worse,
that's right.
It's the biggest game in the world, and they still refuse to put it ahead of any other crap that's played.
No. What you've got to understand is, you know what it is? It's all money. It is all money. You know what the Australian government... It is the greed. And what it is, Gavin, is this. If they bring the rugby union here, of course, the rugby union gets here and played. We're going to be playing the World Cup, Rugby League World Cup 2 in here sometime next year. All these things will be brought in for money because I tell you what, sports venues are losing money everywhere. So they've got to try and get money again. This is the problem.
Correct.
If they don't do this, they're history.
The FFA, like you were talking about the A-League and stuff, not sure if the A-League is going to go ahead this year and stuff because the border closure and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Channel 10 to put all this money in.
That's right.
With Paramount Plus for the new A-League deal and the FFA Cup. Well, I'm not sure if you've seen on the FFA Cup Facebook page.
Yes,
I did see that. Yes, that's going ahead.
FFA have announced fixtures for the Queensland, Adelaide, and Queensland, South Australia, and Western Australian teams and Northern Territory teams.
Yep.
Fixtures, dates, and times and venues.
Okay, let's watch this space again, like they say.
So they're definitely trying to. FFA are definitely trying to forge ahead with the FFA Cup because they've got. I'm just looking at the fixture now. Tuesday, 14th September, Peninsula Power Queensland's going to be playing Brisbane Roar at what's his name? Moreton Daly Stadium.
No. You got the wrong name now. Yeah, they've changed the name. Do you know what the name is now?
What?
Richard Raw Stadium.
Oh, right, okay. Well, kick-off time 7:30. Then on the 15th of September, Edge Hill United are going to be playing Gold Coast Knights. 7:30 p.m. Then Tuesday, the 21st of September, Lions FC are playing Casuarina FC from Northern Territory at Lions Stadium.
Yep.
Then on Sunday, 26th of September, Florent Afina are playing Adelaide United.
Jesus.
And then on the 29th of September, ECU Joondalup are playing Adelaide Olympic.
What a disease that is.
That sounds like a electrical union here in Melbourne.
It is. Now,
these are the fixtures that have been put up on the FFA Facebook page saying that these are definitely going ahead. And the Peninsula Power Brisbane Roar game is going to be on TV on 10 Play.
Geez, 10 Play? That's you know
All
what that is?
Will
Do you
be
know
available to watch live and free via 10 Play.
Do you know what that is?
What's that?
That is their digital channel. If you haven't got it, your history, don't you?
Well, look, Gav, don't worry, mate. I will pay for an Uber.
Digital channel.
To get you over to my house so Gavin, we can watch the great team, Brisbane Roar.
That's what they think about the game here, Gavin. They've put it on one of those. You've got to have a smart TV to see that, don't you? If you don't have it, or Telstra TV, whatever. Yeah.
That kind of gives me a little bit of hope, tiny little bit, like maybe 2% hope that
2%?
maybe sometime, maybe in a month or 2 months' time, maybe in 3 months' time, we can play our game against Melbourne City at home.
We'll see what happens, Gavin. That's all we can see.
Well,
mate.
let's try. Well, hold on, fella.
Gentlemen, we've got to finish very shortly.
Now let's try and delay that game.
Why would you delay that game, Gavin?
Oh, look, for obvious reasons. I mean,
here we go.
Is there any point, North Melbourne? Gav, we have some issues. We are forced to call them North Melbourne now.
Sit down.
Yes.
Now, is there any point rocking up to that game?
Yes.
Really? You actually
You
believe
want to get a
we
big
could
crowd
actually?
and let's just have a crack. Let's have a go, mate. Let's
Gavin,
see what we can do.
Gavin, you know what they're going to do on that day?
We'll never know unless we have a go at Froppy.
They gotta-
Are
Are they going to have a fairy floss seller that day too, or what?
You know, I just thought maybe we could do
Very
a
4-week
3-week pre-season maybe, and then play the game, a one-off game, and that's it, mate. I'll be
That's
wrapped. And we got a couple thousand people, and we had
Yes,
to go. We tried our best, and we just
Well,
in a
Gav-
situation that we'd be in. We just have a crack. No one gives us a chance anyway. No one gives us a chance in a normal situation anyway. So
Well-
who gives you a chance in this situation? No one. So
John,
we've
John,
got
you
nothing to
know
lose.
something? I'll tell you something, Harry.
John says he's getting upset here.
Harry's got more chance of winning the Voice than North Melbourne beating Melbourne City.
Fantastic.
How's that?
Fantastic.
And now,
Yeah.
Harry, that we all know your great voice, and you
Yes,
said to me earlier on that we are singing another song at the end of the show.
Oh, yeah, we get singing the same version of the other version.
You bluffed me, did you?
Same version of the other
You
version.
told me we were singing another song. Well, there you go.
Gavin, we thank you tonight, and we hope to get you on next week with some kind of bloody news about the Socceroos and the lineup of the Socceroos. The lineup is very important next week when we see that, right?
Well.
That's 1 week
Kicking off
before.
at 7 o'clock next week, Harry. Same time.
Same time, 7 a
Yeah.
week. That is this.
Yeah.
This is our curfew time because of the situation.
Curfew time, yeah, I know.
The situation. The bloody
Now,
situation.
before Gav goes, just now jot these down. These are the Socceroos have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Now listen to this.
We know.
China 2, Australia 0. Japan 1, Australia 0. Oman 1, Australia 1. Saudi 2, Australia 2. Vietnam 0, Australia 5.
Now
I'm going to rip this page out, and when the competition is over, let's see how accurate I will be. Now, I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
let's
that
see,
up there.
probably. I reckon
Gavin,
I'm going to be way off.
Gavin,
but
somebody's
I
gonna
like
be-
it. I like it. but
Somebody's
I like
going to
it.
be damaging his car very shortly, Gavin.
I'm going to put up here
I
for the
understand.
evidence.
Now, just before I go as well,
Yes,
guys.
yes.
Ange is flying, mate.
He's flying big time.
Celtic won 2-0 against AZ Alkmaar in the first
Yes.
leg of the Europa League qualifier.
Yes.
Then we beat St Mirren 6-0 at home.
Jesus.
Then we lost 2-1 to AZ Alkmaar, but qualified 3-2 on aggregate to go through to the group stage of the Europa League, qualified to the group stage of the Europa League.
Yep.
So we're in the group stage of Europa League now. And then this Sunday coming up, we've got Rangers away, mate. So
Oh, that's the big one.
can't wait.
Gerard, Stephen Gerrard.
Robbie, do yourself a favour, mate. Watch some real football, mate. Watch it, mate.
Now, hold on. You said you beat
Go to the
St
A-League, mate.
Mirren.
Just watch some real football, mate.
So Celtic beat St Mirren. Is that what you're telling us?
6-0, for God's sakes. What are they?
That's right, mate. But we've been AZ Alkmaar, mate. Not bad side,
That's
mate.
right, mate.
Well,
That's
come
right.
on, Gav.
Not bad side.
Gav, now listen. If we get some of our members and form a team of 11, we can give St Mirren a shot. I tell you what.
I reckon, Gavin, I'll
We'll
be the
put
goalkeeper.
Harry in goal.
Exactly, mate.
Harry would be the goalkeeper, and we've got great coaches. We've got a Branko Kalina, we've got Katsakis for a coach.
Yeah. Kenny Wilson will be our midfield coach. Midfield coach, yeah.
We'll have the cat scoring goals.
Exactly, mate.
I can cut the
Aaron Moy
oranges.
played for St Mirren. Proffies, you know that. Aaron Moy had a stint at St Mirren.
Yes, he did. Fantastic, mate.
Now, if we include you in the Football S team, what position do you want to play in? And don't say
Maybe centre
60.
half, mate. Centre
Centre half,
defence or
centre half.
midfield, mate. Maybe
All
that's
right.
where I used to play in
Well,
the
you
young
can
days.
supply
So
for the cat. How's that?
All right, boys. Thank you for joining. Gavin, thank you for joining. So we'll talk
No
about next
worries,
week.
guys. Good
We'll be
talking to
talking
you,
about the Socceroos lineup next week when
The
it's chosen. So, guys,
Socceroos lineup.
thank you, Gavin.
There's
Thank you,
the
guys.
results there.
Before
Take
we
care,
go,
I'll talk to you soon.
China
Yep.
to
Before,
Australia.
thank you,
See you,
Gavin.
guys.
Thank you. Talk to you soon,
Japan
Gavin. Oh, guys,
won, Australia
before we go tonight, guys,
Japan
don't forget
won,
our
Australia
sponsors
won.
tonight. Our sponsors.
The sponsors is,
Our sponsor, CTV Network,
CC, there
where
it
you
is
can
right
see
there.
the third division
Where you-
German, the
there-
third division German league guide
And it's called
live.
The disease of Bundesliga.
The Bundesliga, whatever.
And we got there is only one football.
One football.
And CC City Lawyers.
Arrow
Arrow,
Sports,
yes, we got
guys.
Arrow. We've got someone else jumped on
Arrowsport.com.au.
board here,
Check out the
.com.au.
fantastic shirts there.
And
There is only one
Well,
football.
yes,
Don't
we
forget.
got the other ones going on
Don't forget
here.
our fantastic
Here we
heritage
go.
shirts, guys.
Yep.
Fantastic heritage shirts
got the one?
online right now, and there's only one football. Wrong one, mate.
Oh, sorry about that. Swap over here. Are you
Thank you,
doing a blue
guys.
one or am I doing a yellow one? What's going on here?
I'll just mix it up,
There
mate.
we go. Well, I'll tell you what, we can send these off to Gary Cole, maybe. Do you think Gary Cole might like this?
See you next week, guys. Next Friday, 7 p.m. Football. Let's again is live. Big surprises next week. Big guests all the time. We're trying to get Tracy Holmes next week, guys. Come and join us next week. Check it out right now, guys.
The cup of life. This is the one.
What happened
It's
there?
time to come. Boris, the bastard.
The cup of life, this is the one. Now is it time? Don't ever stop. We shouldn't know, gotta be strong. We shouldn't know, right from the top. And when you feel the heat, the world is at your feet.
We're
No
the
one can
happy
hold you back
team
if
at
you really want it.
Hawthorn.
I
We're
see
the
it in
mighty
your eyes. Cup of life.
Sorry about that.
Now today's here, you're gonna get it. Oh yes. Do you really want it?
Oh.
Do you really want it? Hey!
Oh.
Here we go. Ali, Ali, Ali.
She bangs.
Go, go, go. See you next week, guys. That's right, next week. The game is on again. The Socceroos. We're talking about that next week. No, sorry, 7 p.m. Friday night football. This is live next week. Join us then. Thank you. Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called thereisonlyonefootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, thereisonlyonefootball.com.
There is only one football.